Welcome back to Dixie Alley Weather Center. My name is Caleb Crick. Today is Saturday, October 25th, 2025, and I've got a lot of updates for you today, especially concerning our slight risk of severe weather that we have in effect across portions of Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi as we go throughout the day today, for the risk for some damaging winds, large hail, and possibly a tornado or two. As we go throughout this afternoon and this evening and into the overnight hours, we'll have a line of thunderstorms, a secondary line of thunderstorms that will be developing as we go in throughout this afternoon and into this evening, moving from west to east across portions of Texas, then into Louisiana this late afternoon into this evening, and then into parts of Mississippi as we go into the evening and late overnight hours. I definitely think we could see a big damaging wind threat, but we could also see a couple isolated supercells in front of the line of thunderstorms, producing the threat for some tornadoes. I'll also be talking about Hurricane Melissa that is forecasted to become a major hurricane down in the Caribbean Sea. Luckily, this isn't going to be causing impacts to the United States, but it is possibly going to be causing some devastating flooding and devastating hurricane-force winds across many of the islands in the Caribbean. All this and more included in this video, so let's get right into it. Here's a look at our overview from satellite imagery of the whole United States, and you can see two big low-pressure systems that we are looking at right now. One that is still off the coast, off the west coast right now, that is currently causing some problems with some strong to severe storms in parts of the upper Midwest and into parts of the Pacific Northwest. But it will cause a lot of heavy rainfall and some snowfall across some of the higher elevations. And we have another secondary low-pressure system that is centered over parts of Oklahoma and Kansas right now that will bring the threat for some scattered severe weather across parts of the Southwestern Dixie Alley along the Gulf Coast as we go throughout this afternoon and evening today. I definitely think we will have some clearing that we are already seeing right now. We're already starting to see some showers and thunderstorms explode. I'm sorry, I expected to have a video earlier this morning getting more in detail on what we're going to be talking about, but the storms are already starting to fire up, so we don't have much time. Make sure that you have multiple ways to receive warnings, as there could definitely be some severe thunderstorms as we go throughout this afternoon, this evening, and into the overnight hours. You can already see some of that clearing in Texas. This is where all the storms are going to fire up. You can see all this convection. The farther you go off to the east, that's why we aren't going to be seeing as much severe weather farther off to the east. It's going to start where we have all this clearing, which is down farther off to the south. We're going to have a big explosion, likely at any time now, of thunderstorms that could really quickly become severe. And will eventually congeal into a line of thunderstorms. We did see a line of thunderstorms move through the area, a weaker line of thunderstorms move through the area earlier this morning, did cause some wind damage in parts of far southwestern Louisiana and all throughout Texas. But it was not the main line of storms. You may be like, all right, are we done for the day? We already got our line of storms. No, there is another one coming, and this one is potentially going to be more severe than the last one. So once again, make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings and stay tuned for more updates. With that being said, here's a look at our severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. You can see, like I said, we have a slight risk of severe weather right along the Gulf states. We don't usually see a severe weather risk this far to the south this time of year unless we have a tropical storm or hurricane landfall. But we do today, and we actually have a pretty elevated tornado risk with this. It's not a very high one, not one that you would see during a tornado outbreak, but we have a 5% risk of tornadoes as we go throughout this afternoon and evening, as we will have, with just the line itself, some potential for a QLCS tornado threat. What that is a spin-up tornado in the line of thunderstorms. We definitely could see. I definitely think that our main threat for tornadoes is going to be with our line of thunderstorms. Like we saw last night, there will be the potential for some kinks in the line of thunderstorms that could lead to some inflow and some potential tornado threat. These will be quick tornadoes. They won't be like long track tornadoes. I'm really not expecting any really big tornadoes, but we definitely could see a couple brief tornadoes as we go throughout the afternoon and evening tonight, and especially if we get some isolated supercells developing in parts of southern Louisiana as we go throughout this afternoon and evening as the low-level jet kicks in. We could definitely see enough spin for some potential longer track tornadoes, not like significant tornadoes or anything like that. But if we get supercells ahead of the line of thunderstorms, those will have the biggest threat for more damaging tornadoes, I should say. But regardless, we are going to have a big damaging wind threat as a big line of thunderstorms will move through the area. 15% chance of damaging winds, and outside of that, a 5% chance within 25 miles of any given point. We also have a pretty decent hail risk today. We were thinking there was going to be possibly some larger hail with this, but that has been decreased, and most of that is going to be across the state line into parts of Texas. We're not expecting much hail, as this will be mostly a damaging wind threat as we go throughout this evening and overnight. Tomorrow, our severe weather risk does continue across portions of the Gulf states. You can see parts of New Orleans in this marginal risk. Now, this is going to be as significant of an event as today could be, but we definitely will have the chance for some damaging winds and some large hail, potentially a spin-up tornado or two, but that's not really the main threat. The main threat is the risk for some damaging winds as we go throughout the day. With that broken line of thunderstorms that will continue to move through the area from today's line of thunderstorms. This is for tomorrow. Parts of eastern Louisiana, parts of southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and parts of the panhandle of Florida. This includes parts of New Orleans, just south of Jackson, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, and parts of the Pensacola area of Florida. We definitely could see some stronger wind gusts, 40, 50, 60 miles per hour with some of those thunderstorms. This is going to be more of a messy setup, and the farther you go out to the north, there's not enough destabilization that will be favorable enough for stronger thunderstorms. We definitely will have thunderstorms farther out to the north, but we're not expecting any severe thunderstorms the farther you go out to the north, because it's going to be more of a messy setup the farther you go out to the north. But the farther you go out to the south, there is enough ingredients to potentially cause some problems as we go into the day tomorrow as well. So let's put this into perspective and take a look at what we can see as we go throughout the day today and into the day tomorrow in terms of our severe weather threat. You can see this is as we go throughout this afternoon. This is basically what's happening right now. We're having storms, strong to severe storms firing up in parts of Texas, maybe a few stronger thunderstorms developing in parts of central and southern Louisiana as well. But the main line of thunderstorms will develop as we go into 7, 8, and 9 o'clock, a little bit of a later setup, but we will definitely have some strong to severe thunderstorms as we go into 11 p.m. I do think this could be a little earlier than this. This model is a little behind, but we will have a line of thunderstorms that will set up, that will start moving through parts of far eastern Texas and into parts of central and central, southern, and northern Louisiana as well, with risk for some damaging winds. The farther you go out to the south, there is the higher risk for a potential spin-up tornado. It's not going to be very high just because of how late this system is going to be setting up, but there will be the chance. The main risk for tornadoes and large hail is going to be in parts of eastern Texas, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got an isolated tornado or two, especially with that line of thunderstorms, pretty potent line of thunderstorms that's going to be moving through the area. Definitely could have some wind damage. And then as we go into the early morning hours, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, we'll continue to see that line pushing through. I definitely think it could be faster than this. This model is kind of a little slower than most of the other models have been. But I definitely think that we could see some isolated, possibly scattered 40, 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, even as late as the early morning hours. We could still see those showers and thunderstorms lingering, and then those will continue as a broken line of thunderstorms, still a pretty weak line of thunderstorms as we go throughout the day tomorrow. I'm not expecting much of a refiring of storms, maybe a few strong thunderstorms behind that, but most of the problems tomorrow are going to come with the remnants of that line of thunderstorms from today's threat of severe weather. And after we get through this weekend, after we get through this front that will be moving through, the temperatures are going to take a plummet, and I mean a big plummet. We're going to have potentially low temperatures down into the 40s and 30s as we go into the beginning of next week. This is the lows this would be Monday night. You can see lows in the 40s and potentially in the upper 30s across portions of the Dixie Alley. You can see low 40s reaching as far south as the Gulf Coast, which you don't see typically this time of year. It's very rare that you see temperatures this low but this close to the Gulf this time of year. This is almost frost conditions, which you rarely ever see near the Gulf, let alone during October. I do think that this winter is going to be a much cooler winter, and we are already seeing the effects of that. And that's not even the coldest day. As we go into the night on Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures could even get even colder. As you can see, mid-30s across much of the central and northern Dixie Alley. There will definitely be frost and freeze warnings across much of the central and northern parts of the Dixie Alley. You can see even a isolated freeze across portions of the Appalachian Mountains, and even outside of that, portions of central northern Tennessee, portions of far western North Carolina. I definitely think we will have the potential for a freeze. And even outside of that, portions of Alabama, Mississippi, even seeing some areas seeing their first frost of the season in October. So that's pretty surprising that we're already seeing temperatures this low in October. Just think about as we get deeper into winter, how cold it could be. So once again, we are going to continue to see this weather pattern. Temperatures warm up a little bit, and then a big front squashes them down, and then we have temperatures plummeting down into the 40s and 30s for overnight temperatures again. And temperatures during the day are barely going to be getting out of the 50s in portions of the central and northern Dixie Alley. Farther to the south, 60s and even barely in the 70s. The only places that are even going to be seeing 70s for high temperatures would be parts of Louisiana and central and southern Florida. So it's going to be, the temperatures are going to be taking a dive as we go into the next few days. Something else that is going to be a problem, though, as we go throughout the next few days is going to be Hurricane Melissa. Now, even though it's not going to be causing any big impacts to the United States, it is going to be causing major, potentially catastrophic impacts to some of these islands down here. Parts of Haiti already seeing destructive flooding. And then as we go into the next couple of days, Jamaica looking to take a direct hit from Hurricane Melissa, potentially as this becomes a Category 2, Category 3, Category 4, maybe even a Category 5 by the time this makes landfall in Jamaica, which will be a very devastating situation to the island. We do know this is going to intensify now. It is already rapidly intensifying. We will continue to see that as we go throughout the next few days. Luckily, though, we get to look at this one from a distance. It's not going to be causing impacts to the United States. But all our prayers are to those in parts of Jamaica, Cuba, parts of Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and even the Bahamas down the road. And once again, that is all the weather info I've got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you click the like button and subscribe for more video updates like this one. I'll try to keep you posted on what is going on with the severe weather. If things get too intense out there, I will give you another video, potentially in the form of a severe weather briefing, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and I will see you in the next video.